Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I try to bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. I'd like to welcome back my good friends at Granite Telecommunications, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. In recent meetings with Granite, I've learned about some incredible wins that they've recently had in areas you might not be familiar with in their service portfolio. So rather than simply list the breadth of services offered by Granite, this month we'll be hearing several success stories. My hope is that you'll realize that Granite is the premier telecommunications service provider and that you are likely walking by some incredible opportunities for Granite each and every day. Today I'd like to welcome my good friend Dave Hanron, the Senior National Channel Manager for Granite. Dave is an industry icon with over 35 years in the telecom industry, 28 in the channel, and 11 years with Granite. He's truly one of the good guys in the business. Dave, welcome back to the Top Gun Show.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate to be back here, and I appreciate the glowing introduction. Great.
Well, you guys are just killing it, man. It's fun to do business with you guys. And, you know, I understand that you'll be talking about a recent win in the area of POTS replacement. I read about that in your recent Needle Mover newsletter. So let's talk about that. What type of service or services were sold in that situation?
So, POTS replacement, you know, we sell a lot of things, obviously, but this episode we're going to dedicate to POTS replacement. Granite has always been the 800-pound gorilla in the POTS aggregation space in the channel. And because of that, we needed to find a replacement product for we had over 1 million POTS lines on contract with Granite. And with the, sunsetting of copper services by the LECs, it created an opportunity to go in and change the technology. So Granite has a product called Epic, which is a POTS replacement company. It's got patented technology in it, and we've been offering this to our clients. So this particular deal was for a nationwide automotive dealership with over 400 locations. They had between 14 and 1,500 POTS lines at these facilities that were used for alarms, fax, business continuity, elevator lines, etc. The challenge they were facing was there were price increases basically throughout the country. Each LEC, was raising them at different rates, and it was causing a lot of confusion to both the financing and the bottom line for the client. So they approached a couple different vendors to go in and propose solutions to alleviate this issue. Granite was one of the 2 suppliers that they went to create a proof of concept. We did a 10-location proof of concept. We installed the boxes at these locations within a month, and we had these things up and running. Everything went really well on the proof of concept, and Granite was selected over our competitor. I think some of the reasons we were selected is we were able to deploy faster, and basically it was a seamless transition. Once we were able to determine which type of lines these are, we program the box in our laboratory, ship it out, and our technicians then install it on site. They just plug the lines in. It's a pretty seamless transition. 2, Granite is fortunate to be in some great financial situations, and we're able to afford these boxes. A lot of these boxes, they're not cheap to make. The cost of these boxes can run up to $1,000 per unit, per device. You can imagine that gets really expensive when you start rolling these out in volume. So we're able to deploy thousands of these a month because of our situation. So that was another key. We didn't have any type of supply chain issues. That went really well. And, above and beyond that, we were able to provide all the field services. Our technicians out there, Granite provided technicians that went out and were able to do an inventory and basically find out what lines were at the site, which ones were needed, which ones weren't, get the box installed and handle any type of an emergency, connection type that came up during the deployment. So everything went really well, and it's been a good account for us.
That's a great story. I want to find out. I want to dig down a little deeper into how this opportunity came your way. Did this come from a sales partner, and what was the sales process?
Yeah, the sales partner brought it to us. They were very upfront with us. They said they had a large, long-term client that they were doing They actually were doing the WAN for this client, but they said they had a huge opportunity for the pots. They were open with us and told us that they were getting 2 different bids on it. So, the sales process went pretty well. We met with the client, explained the product, and, we all agreed to do the proof of concept. And that went really well. Our CEO, Rob Hale, was actually involved in the initial discussions on this, so he also helped us bring this over the finish line, which is a pretty common occurrence. It's great to have executive alignment with our CEO and, SVP of sales.
Yeah, Rob's a good guy to hand the ball to when you just need that last yard, right?
That's right. There's no better sales guy in the telecom world than Rob Hill. That's correct.
Yeah, or a human being. I mean, the guy, he's just exceptional. He's built a great company. There's a lot of people that offer POTS replacement. We're not going to get into the technology here, but I know the Epic system that you guys have, I didn't realize it was $1,000 per unit, but you have several proprietary components to that. So not all POTS replacement is the same. I just want to throw that out there. What was the monthly recurring charges? We won't talk commissions or anything, but what was the monthly recurring charges on this order?
Yeah, the Epic box, just to give you a quick differentiator, what makes it different? The Epic box is the only box that's out there. Like you said, there's a lot of POTS replacement. The Epic box is the only one that has a self-contained Class 5 soft switch within the box. So all of the switching and line capabilities occur within the box on-prem. All the other solutions out there are cloud-based. So that's the big difference between the Epic technology and some of the other solutions out there. That also allowed Granite to be the only company that I'm aware of that has certification from both FDNY and CAL FIRE as a replacement for life safety lines, which is a critical component. The MRC on it is, our base rate for these lines is $59.95 per line. That's all inclusive. That's box, install, monitoring, cellular backup, unlimited domestic usage, and in the unit itself. If something fails on the unit, we replace it.
Well, that's great. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Well, wrap this up. What are some simple things the sales partner can ask their client to uncover opportunities like this and bring them to you?
The easiest thing to do, and one of the biggest areas that we find opportunity, is for sales partners that are selling UCaaS solutions that have gone out there and installed some type of a VoIP solution. They almost always leave behind the life safety lines, which are elevator, controlled access, fire alarm, burglar alarm. Any of those types of lines typically get left behind and they just get ignored, and the customer ends up with a bill coming in from one of the bell companies. And these things can be, I've seen bills up over $1,000 for a single POTS line. So it's really, back in the day, it didn't really matter. When they were $30-40 a line, nobody cared. But now that these things are hitting, up to $1,000 and more, if you left 3 or 4 alarm lines behind, all of a sudden there's a $3,000 a month bill that you can easily replace with Epic lines and drop that down to $60 a line, $59.95 a line.
That's great. That's great. Well, Dave, thanks again, man, for being on the Top Gun Show today. I really appreciate your wisdom. I appreciate how well you educate the sales partner community, and I'm just grateful for Granite for the job you guys do. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
Yeah, and I hope that all the sales partners and agents watching this will use this story to create a similar win for themselves and for Granite. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.